Also today, President Biden says he won't enforce a ban on TikTok before leaving office, meaning the app's future will be in the hands of the president-elect. The deadline for China-based developer ByteDance to sell the app to a U.S. company is Sunday. Trump and his national security team are signaling they may offer a lifeline to the app, but how remains unclear. Earlier this week, Senate Democrats introduced a bill to delay the ban on the app for an extra 270 days.
TikTok is far too important to let it die like this on Sunday without having given the extra time which is needed.
TikTok isn't just another social media platform. TikTok is a Chinese communist spy app. So let me be crystal clear. There will be no extensions, no concessions, and no compromises for TikTok.
The clock continues to tick down to Sunday's deadline for ByteDance to either sell off TikTok or face a ban. There have been some developments in the last couple of weeks, but as these days draw shorter, what are the chances TikTok survives? Let's talk about it with Stephen Kent from the Consumer Choice Center, up late with me tonight here on the Final Five. Hello, my friend. Good to see you again.
Good to see you as well, Jim.
Okay, so Sunday is the day. That's the deadline, the last day of the Biden administration. This is a bill that passed Congress. It was signed into law by President Biden. What are the chances that TikTok survives Sunday?
I think they're quite low, Jim. Bloomberg and their legal team there, when they were watching the Supreme Court hearings and, actually seeing what arguments the TikTok lawyers rolled out, they had their odds placed at 30% that they might survive this and get the Supreme Court on their side. And after TikTok left court, Bloomberg dropped their prediction down to 20% survival rating. And I think that that's about accurate. TikTok's days are numbered unless they decide to change course from banning themselves by not finding a U.S. owner.
We know that in the last couple of days, there's been a surge of young users going to an app called Lemonade, which is also owned by ByteDance. That they've suspiciously made it easy to transfer most of your TikTok data over to a different app. There's also been an app called Red Note that is owned by, for all intents and purposes, by the Chinese Communist Party that is run or quite close to it. So what is this doing right now? I mean, it seems as though their intent on holding on to what they can hold on to, as you said, rather than go through what the Congress and the president said you need to do.
Well, that's right, Jim. And I think we see pretty clearly, based on what they are doing, that they want to hold on to this app. People jokingly call it a PSYOP app because it is. It is an informational and opinion control mechanism. They're able to persuade and adjust people's perceptions of the way that the world works on these apps. It's what they're for, especially the Red Note app, which is steeped in far more transparent Chinese Communist Party propaganda than TikTok ever was, which, there's a part of me that goes, this is exactly what happens when you ban stuff. You push people off of the sanitary version of X, Y, or Z, and you push them right into the more seedy black market version of a product or an app or a service. But this does go to show that ByteDance and the Chinese government, they are not good faith actors here when it comes to social media apps around the world. They want control.
And I should point out, I just want to clarify myself, it is not owned by the CCP, but a Shanghai-based tech company. But ByteDance as well is based over there.
There's no distinction. There is no distinction.
Fair enough. I just wanted to make sure that I was correct on my end there, but your point's well taken. So here's what I'm curious about. There have been talks. I know back when Donald Trump, when President Trump was in office 4 years ago, and he was calling for a ban, but now he's saying he doesn't think that should be the case. So is there any chance that is there any possibility that he can reverse that once he takes office?
He wants to make a deal, and I think he actually might pull that off. There has been talk about Kevin O'Leary from Shark Tank. He's a Canadian, taking over this app and making his majority stake known. And then there's also Elon Musk. I think Elon Musk is unlikely. I think that's actually probably him biting off way more than he can chew. I actually would put money on Kevin O'Leary becoming the new operator of TikTok. And you know what? That's fine. People do love this app. I work for the Consumer Choice Center, and the consumers do love this app because the algorithm is powerful, the content is good, and it actually gives them a social media experience that they really, really enjoy. But the problem is the company that operates it is not looking out for the best interests of the consumers and are using their data for malicious purposes. And that does not coincide with consumers having an honest and choice-driven experience when it comes to these apps. So we need to get it in the hands of somebody who's not going to do wrong by the consumer. So Kevin O'Leary would be a great option. I'd love to see that happen.
Good to see you again, my friend.
Always, Jim. Thank you so much.
And the Final Five is back after this.